100-play scrimmage as far as offense and defense goes. We got 4 live punt return reps, which I thought was very good, especially from a valuation standpoint. And I believe we got 3 live kickoff return reps too, which from a valuation standpoint is really good. Started out the scrimmage live field goal block. I think we got 8 reps of those, which was good. And really, this first scrimmage is usually a run-oriented scrimmage, and I think the offense ran the ball, I think it was like 75% of the time, maybe 80%, which that was by design, and that's usually the way we first start out. We all 6 running backs got a chance to carry the ball. They rotate them pretty evenly. Cam Martin, Devin Barrett, Boobie Whitlow, Asa Martin, Malik Miller, and C.J. Tolbert all got from 5 to 10 carries. We wanted to really give those guys a chance to evaluate them, and I think Tim even, rotated them with the 1s and 2s. Just from a big picture standpoint, we went orange and blue, which is our 1s and 2s, evenly. The defense really stood out to me today. They won the line of scrimmage. I think they forced 5 turnovers, which is good from a defensive standpoint. Offensively, they got to do a better job of protecting the football. Really, we had in the middle of the scrimmage, we had our snappers, our punters, and our punt returners go out there just on their own, like we've done in A-Day, and that was some good work. Ian and Aiden were our 2 punters, our punt returners, Asa, and Christian Tuck got some good work, and Griffin King did the same thing. And, on the kickoffs, I was very impressed with Carlson. I think he was 3 for 3 on field goals today with a long of 52, so that was really one of the bright spots. Asa Martin and Noah got the majority of the reps on the kickoff return, but it was a beautiful day. It was good to get out there, and this will probably be one of the bigger scrimmages we've had in a long time, is just from a valuation standpoint, and it was good for us to see what they could do. Questions?
I guess how valuable is it to get some film from that offensive line and moving guys around against this?
Yeah, it's very valuable. And, JB, he rotated some of the guys with the 1s and the 2s. He wanted to see how some guys, would react, with the first group. And so we did a little bit more of that than we've done the first, 6 practices, but that was by design too. He just wanted to create some competition. And, like I said, there were some good things, but, for the most part, the defense won the last scrimmage.
How did Malik Willis do with the 1s today?
He did okay. Of course, our expectations for him is pretty high for the fact that, he's been here before, and, we just got to, offensively, probably the big takeaway is got to protect the ball better than we did today. Wasn't like a whole lot of penalties like it would happen. Usually when you play everybody on offense, the first scrimmage, you usually have quite a few penalties. The penalties were down, but the negative was protecting the football, and just, we got to do a better job offensively, moving forward in the spring.
So were the turnovers more fumbles than interceptions?
Now, I think there was 1 fumble and 4 interceptions. It's more information I've given you all a long time. How about that? That surprised you? I told you that, huh?
You like what you see from Daniel Thomas back there today? The 2 picks?
Okay, well, you already know more than me. I remember 1, but he may have had 2. Daniel's a guy that, he's got a lot of experience, and, he is starting to turn into a veteran, and you can kind of just sense it out there when you're going 11 on 11, so expectations are very high for him.
And with Boobie running out there, just his ability, if a play is broken or whatever, being able to reverse field if he has to. Do you like that, even though the play doesn't quite turn out the way you want?
I like guys that can make plays. You like guys, and really, to be honest with you, just looking at it big picture wise, there were some good things from all of our backs at times, and there's a difference when you're going against the 1 defense and the 2 defense, and just who's blocking for you and all that. But it gave us some good information. It's hard for me to say here right now after a 100-play scrimmage when everybody played and tell you exactly who did better than the others, but it did give us some really good information that we can sit down in the film room and we can evaluate the situation and kind of project, and start trying to get some kind of order, as we go. And we talked about that, I guess, last practice.
Because how difficult is it? And obviously, the offense and defense can't both be good at the same time when they're playing against each other.
Yeah.
So when the defense is dominating, to look at the offense and say this is good and this is good, even though maybe it didn't, the result wasn't.
Yeah, we've had our best teams. It's been kind of back and forth. One group will have a really good scrimmage, and then the next time the other group will respond, and so we'll see how that goes. And usually the first scrimmage, whether it's spring or fall, the defense is usually a little ahead. And the great thing about our defense right now is we have a lot of veterans that have played. We got a lot of guys that I consider really good football players. So we'll see how the spring goes. We'll have 2 more scrimmages, and so that'll be good information.
You've been able to get Austin Troxel more involved just with the first team unit. And what do you like there?
Yeah, Austin's got a really good skill set. He wasn't the only. He was one of the guys that did go with the 1s and 2s, and like I said, JB had a plan. Anytime it's scrimmage, that's when things are magnified, and that's when you can, from a coach's standpoint, you can evaluate better because the coaches are on the sideline and they're out there. And it was a pretty basic scrimmage too. Offense didn't get fancy, defense didn't get fancy, and that was by design too. We just wanted to see who could block, who could tackle, who could take on blocks, and who could protect the football and all that.
Gus, what, just that big picture offensive line, what have you seen out of those guys now, I guess about halfway through?
Yeah, the thing about our offensive line is gelling, and all 5 guys coming together and working together. And the thing about offensive line is you can have 4 guys playing really good and 1 guy that has a bust or whatever. It can make everything look ugly. But I will tell you, I can see them getting better. And I like the fact that JB's got some competition working too. And so you've seen him improve.
Do you come away today not surprised that the defensive line was so dominant because the offensive line's kind of in a transition right now?
We do have one of the best defensive lines in college football. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, we always strive to have one of the best offensive lines, and that's the goal. So we'll just see how things are moving forward.
Gus, I know you hadn't watched the film yet, just came off the field. Kind of know what you got with that first group of defensive linemen. Anybody kind of catch your eye, just flash out of that second group?
No, and there may be somebody once we watch, but like I said, you got to understand, I'm watching 22 guys, and I'm just trying to big picture it from a standpoint of important things, but it's hard to say right now.
Gus, offensively, these skill players make an impact, make some nice plays today.
I probably so, but not like right now. It's hard for me to say. And too, you gotta also think you gotta do everything. So, for an example, one receiver may make one really good catch, but how did he block? What was his assignment? What was his effort? So, just from a coach's standpoint, I'm hesitant to say anything until we really see the whole deal.
Yes. From a spring overall standpoint, how the running backs stood in their pass protection, especially the young guys?
Well, and we put them in pass protection situations probably more versus the defense than we've done before with the different ways we've set up our practices, pre-practice with our protection walkthroughs and all that. We're just trying to make sure that not only give them confidence, but get our quarterbacks confidence too, that everything will be protected and all that. And so, and that'll be a big key too, to who the guys are going to be playing. You got to be able to protect, and I know Tim's made that a focus with those guys.
What kind of day did the secondary have? Got a lot of building going on now.
Yeah, they had the picks we talked about, so I'd say that's really what stood out to me, just from a big picture standpoint.
What do you do Tuesday at practice after you review the scrimmage film?
Yeah, usually it's a good day for corrections. Like I said, we've not installed a whole lot really up to this point on either side of the ball, so it'll be more correction oriented. We will start getting into specifics. Like I said the other day, we did have a red zone focus. We've had 2 days of third down focus, and today's scrimmage is good. And next week we'll get into some 2-minute situations and some things like that. And you just want to leave spring with a really good foundation, with all the situations and everything that goes with it.
How was your coaches clinic, especially having Coach Osborne?
Oh yeah, that was a big deal for me having Coach Osborne here. I mean, as a young coach, looking up to, I think him and Tom Landry were the two guys that really, when I was young, that stood out to me. Just their professionalism, their character, the way they went about their business. Both those guys, obviously, was very consistent. You never saw them lose their mind. I've lost my mind. I don't have that gift, but I've tried to emulate myself, after those two guys. So for me, that was a really big deal. He did a super job speaking to our coaches, just from a standpoint of the influence that coaches have, and just really the big picture, because a lot of times from a coach you get so wrapped up in the competitive side, and especially the young coaches. And I thought he had a great word, just not just for young coaches but older coaches and all that. But it was a really big deal for him to be here for me, and I think, speaking for the rest of our staff, they felt the same way.
I guess he speaks, based a lot of his coaching also an identity, and obviously you've done the same. Is that part of what kind of made you who you are today? And what do you guys talk about when it comes to that?
Yeah, I just really picked his brain, about, just program things and coaches and philosophies. And, anytime you get a chance to get around someone like that, you want to try to get all the information you can. All right.